Soyalu, hello. With this video I want to introduce you to my language, Carichendan. Before I teach you pronunciation or grammar rules, I first want to teach you some essential words and phrases so that you can at least say something in the language and get a feel for it. To say hello in Carichendan, you say Soyalu. It literally means blessing on you. Soyalu. Ana Sandi a Kelly. That means my name is Kelly. This one is very straightforward. Ana means my, Sandi means name, and a means be, is, are, or am. It can mean any of those. So, Ana Sandi a Kelly. Tsa luva soyal. This is how you ask how are you in Carichendan. It literally means, what is your blessing? Notice that there is no is in this phrase. This is only because this question is so common, so it gets left off. To be completely grammatically correct, however, one would put an is in there, and it would come at the end in this case, so Tsa'aluva soyal a. But no one really says that, so how are you is Tsa'aluva soyal. Ana soyal ashale koshalu nialuva. This is how you would answer the question, Sa'aluva soyal. It means, my blessing is peace, thank you, and yours? Ana soyal ashale koshalu nialuva. If you want to say that you're not doing so well, you can say, Ana soyal adashri, which means, my blessing is challenge. This reflects the Carichendan philosophy that everything in life is a blessing in some way. Even challenges can be viewed as blessings in the Carichendan mindset. So, Ana soyal adashri, my blessing is challenge. Now that you have learned a few words in Carichendan, I want to go over the general pronunciation rules so that spelling may make more sense to you. There are 5 basic rules when it comes to knowing where to accent a word. 1. If the word ends in a vowel, the stress is on the second to last syllable. Examples that we have already encountered are aluva, shale, sandi, and soyalu. They are all stressed on the second to last syllable because they end in a vowel. The second rule, if the word ends in a consonant, it is accented on the end. An example we have already encountered is the word soyal. It ends in a consonant, so you accent it on the end, soyal. If a word ends in a vowel combination ai, it is always accented on the last syllable, even though it ends in a vowel. This ai together is pronounced I. An example of this would be the word anai, which means evening. The fourth rule is if a word ends in e consonant, it is accented on the second to last syllable, even though it ends in a consonant. It doesn't matter what the consonant is in this case, just so that it's e consonant. Some examples of this are veret, which means near, kusha veret, which means nephew, shayelet, which means woman, kielem, which means which, as in which way did he go, kielem. And the fifth rule is that there are several suffixes in Carichendan that can be added to the end of a word to modify its meaning. Some of those will shift the accent of the word to the suffix, and others will not. Others will retain the accent of the word as if it didn't have that suffix. Now, these vary from suffix to suffix, so you have to learn them as you go. As you learn the suffix, you'll learn what the rule of the accent is in that case. Finally, if a word does not follow these 5 rules, you have to add an accent mark to it. The only exception I can think of to this are the very common words ani and alu. Ani means I, and it is accented on the end, but that's usually not marked. Alu means you, and it also doesn't usually get marked with an accent, even though it is accented on the end, which is against the 5 rules. It's not wrong if you put the accent mark on them, it's just that in common usage, the accent mark is left off, and it is understood that they are accented on the end. But otherwise, if anything goes against these 5 rules, it's going to have an accent mark on it. Okay, finally, I just want to recite the alphabet real quickly. Most of the letters will be totally familiar to you, and as far as the ones that are not, don't worry too much about them. I think you'll pick up on their sound as you listen to the vocabulary that uses them, and if you try to repeat them. I'm not going to teach the Carichendan script at this point, so I will use the Roman characters that are used in transliteration. The Carichendan alphabet has 31 letters. A, B, C, D, E, U, F, G, H, I, J, K, H, L, M, N, N, O, P, R, S, Š, T, Th, U, V, W, J, Z, J. Now the letter C is in Carichendan it's only used in borrowed words. An example is the word America. America. It's spelled with a C, just like it is in America. It's not spelled with a K. Even though in Carichendan usually that K sound is represented by a K in the transliteration. But since it's the borrowed word, they're going to go ahead and use the C. One of the most interesting examples of when you use a C is actually in the word Caricenda itself. The reason for this is historical. When the Europeans discovered the Carichendans, that's how they chose to spell it, was with a C. So that kind of stuck. Other than this, the C is only going to be used in borrowed words. In that case, it will always be pronounced like the K. I hope you enjoyed this little introduction to Carichendan. Maybe I'll make more videos if anyone's interested. Thank you for watching. Okay, just one more little thing. I totally forgot one of the letters was the TS, which is pronounced tse, and that's just straightforward TS, tse.